Hi, my lovely people. Y'all, we going to just jump right into this one because this one right here really did it for me. So, Phillip goes live last night, and I guess he thought he was apologizing, aka getting down with the get down, gangster loving, hanging out with his friends, and doing the most, okay? So, it was supposed to be an apology to Asia from what I was taking from the title. And a lot of people asked, hey, Phillip, did Jasmine teach you how to become a clickbait titleist? How did this happen? Because it was no apology. Let me just say something. It was a hot mess going on in that house. Do you hear me talking to you? Do you hear me talking to you? I don't know what was going on with these men, who house it was, or what was going on. But let me just give you a scenario here, Mr. Phillip, okay? You should have got on here and apologized for getting out of character like you said you were going to. Because all you did was come on here and make yourself look like a straight up fool. You had your friends in the background talking all this smack, talking about where the hoes at, where the party at, this, that, and the third. I mean, come on. Let me just say something. Your friends all look better than you, okay? They all look way better than you, and they look like they may have something going on. Look like a lot of side hustle, a little ghetto mentality going on. But anywho, let's get past that. The fact that grown men have to get on YouTube and say where the hoes at, and oh, there's women in your chat, let me try and pick them up. And then when people say no, no, thank you, we don't want no bums, we don't want this over here, then your friends begin to flash money and tell us how much money they have, and they're hustlers and things of that nature. Well, I have a question. If your friends have all this money, why are you still living with your mother? If your friends have all this money, why are you looking the way that you do? If your friends have all this money, why are your friends not helping you do things? Because if your friends have thousands upon thousands of dollars in their pocket and they sit there and let you eat McDonald's and they sit there and let you incriminate yourself, they're not your friends at all. Why aren't they helping you? That's number one. Number two, honey, you should have got on here because let me tell you something. Even though you can sweet talk Asia and Jasmine to stop doing everything that you do, you are on a public platform and you are on parole, probation, whatever you want to call it. So parole does say that you cannot be around alcohol or drugs. Well, it looks like your friend has something hanging out of his mouth here and it ain't no cigarette. All right, let me just see. You hear me talking to you, you hear me talking to you. And we seen alcohol and we seen music. So let's see. We got drugs, alcohol, probation, parole. Not a very good scenario. That's number one. Number two, okay, I'm pretty sure somewhere on parole, probation, because Miss Storm has been there, done that. It does say you are not to collude with felons. You get on camera, I'm pretty sure that at least four of them are felons right along with you. Not to mention, you are a registered sex offender, so you are not supposed to be doing a lot of things that you're out here doing. Just because, now let me say this, you can sugarcoat Jasmine and you can sugarcoat Asia. Honey, you are on a national platform. If you ain't asked Jasmine how many people will call CPS on her in a heartbeat and in a blink of an eye, honey, don't think that one of these women out here, and I ain't saying it's going to be me, will not call that parole officer or call that probation officer and let them know exactly what is going on. And another thing, you can have Asia erase whatever it is that you feel might incriminate you, and she probably was out here pulling for straws because we know she ain't called your parole or probation officer or whatever, and that is what it is. But let me tell you something, there are people on here that will do that, and the fact that you did put it on a platform, Asia, do you think people have not screen recorded that? Do you not think that people will not send that to him, or he or she, or that parole officer, or whoever it may be? Phillip, let me tell you something. I can see through you all day long. Ever since you came on this platform, I have been one to tell the truth about you. I can see it through you all day long. You were growing up, you weren't a good looking fella. You had a little buggy eyes and everything else going on. And you met Jasmine. Jasmine, at a young age, just like she is now, is a pushover. And you thought, oh, wow, look how I can get this girl and I can get her to do what I want to do. Then you run into Asia, okay? And you run into Asia, and Asia was a broken girl who would really do anything for anyone as long as she was getting love in return. And you think because you were able to pimp her out and do the things that you did to her, that you can do that to other women. So you think you can get on YouTube and you can use these words and these characters and show people and do this and that, and everybody's going to fall for your fuckery. Yes, I said it, but let me tell you something. I read you all day long. I can tell that you was in a cell talking to roaches. I can tell that you were not associating with many prisoners when you were in prison, because with the mentality and mouth that you have, you would have came out with absolutely no teeth and a blown out sphincter. And then the way that you behave on this public platform. Let me say that to you over and over. It's a public platform. The way you behave on this public platform makes me give this "are you going to eat your cornbread" vibes. Like you got a big bubba you trying to go back in and visit. It's some reason that you are being so ignorant to the fact that you can't even keep your mind straight and keep yourself out of jail. And while you're over there being so tough, Tony, that's why I'm about to take a trip down memory lane. Because, see, what you need to do is worry about other things besides going back to Big Bubba, like your children. Because not too long ago, Phillip, get ready for this one, buddy. Your children were eating turds. Not too long ago, your children were eating.
On the floor. Wow. Everything got to get washed. Oh my God, there's a big turd in there. I have to touch this stuff. Like I said, if you're woozy, just fast forward. This is part of the video. Lord, here we go. I'm gonna use this bag that's on the floor. I just put new pillows, and then I'm going to. Oh my God, gross. We shouldn't eat it. Last time I caught them trying to eat their food.
So, yeah, see, maybe a little piece of humble pie. And if you think that wasn't enough, how about we take a trip down memory lane? Do you remember when your son Aiden had a swollen, you know what? If you don't hear you.
Food. But boy, until you change that diaper, when I changed that diaper and I seen his little thingy, he was not happy. It was so swollen.
Do you hear me talking to you? Do you hear me talking to you? Yeah, and that's when you were still around, dear, and that was going on with your son. If you think that wasn't enough, let's take you down another trip of memory lane with this humble pie.
Because, sometimes this stuff happens. I don't be saying that it always happens, but it happens sometimes. But look, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all.
Oh, does that feel good? Does that feel great? Because, see, you were still in the picture when all of this was going on, when all this nasty and trifling behavior was going on. Since you've been out, if you do not catch the nasty, trifling behavior that's going on, see, that might be what your focus should be on. I was reading the chat, and a lot of people in the chat were saying, well, you need to go over there and correct things going on with Chris. Chris's baby mama is coming to speak out about things that have happened. You act like you don't see this stuff and you don't realize that your children living at home. But we can tell that you obviously don't care, Phillip, because if you did care, you wouldn't be doing things that you're doing on camera to go back to jail. Because let me tell you something, your children just got you in their life after 4 years. And if you were such a good father, you were so good and so focused, then you would be worried about the fact that you could possibly end up back there for another 4 years, if not more, and not be able to see them. You just missed Daddy and Donuts, and you sent Chris, aka Hips, who probably ate all the kids' donuts and then talked bad about him as soon as he got in the car and drove off with him. So if you feel good by being this kind of father and man, go for it. But I'm going to let you know, YouTube will run you off, number one, and YouTube will put you right back where you belong. I will see you guys in the comment because I am getting myself upset.